All right, everyone, come on in. I'm just going to eat while people are coming in here. Mm, mm-hmm. It's a little high here. Hang on. Oh, there we go. People are here. Okay, come on in. Great, great. Four people. Roger and Maria so far have shown up here, so that's great. All right. Um, just having a little macaroni and cheese here. So while we wait, come on in, everyone. Yep, I can't do that. It says someone wants to join on the video. I can't do that. Although I am going to try that once. I am going to invite someone on, maybe my brother or something, or my mom. She would do that. That'd be great someday. But anyway, I don't exactly know how that works, but I guess I would invite someone on. They could share the screen or something like that. So hello there, Nita and Joseph, Nettie. This is great. All right, and Tina. I'm going to keep eating a little bit of my macaroni and cheese. Uh-huh, uh-huh. So, all right. Yeah, I'm eating macaroni and cheese. I didn't really have anything else in the house. Um, so, and I didn't even have milk, so I made it with water. I'm convinced that when we eat that boxed macaroni and cheese, we're doing our part to get rid of the nuclear waste in the world. That orange stuff that you pour in there with the milk. I'm just saying, if I start glowing, you'll know why. But and then I was looking around for something, some protein or something. I had canned tuna, and that's good in this. But I looked at the can and it said March 21, March 21. Yeah, so 2 years ago. And I think that's okay. It's a can and it wasn't opened or anything. So I just put it in the refrigerator. I'd love to hear from some of you. Do you think I should eat this? That is a can of tuna that said best before 3/21/21, 2 years ago. And I opened it up. It smells fine, so I didn't put it in the food though. I thought I'd ask and see what y'all think. It'll give you something to text about. Okay. Anyway, so hello everyone. Sorry I missed last week. I haven't missed many of these over the last 3 years. Is it 4? I don't even know how many years we've been doing this. But anyway, hey, wait, I'm getting a thumbs up from my sister Mary. I'm wondering if that means yes, I should eat it. Someone says wait until Lent, but I already opened it. Someone says throw it out. David, my brother, says good to go. Lori says dump it. Hey, I should don't eat it, says Jessica. I wonder if I should get take a little test, like who's the guy on Twitter? Elon Musk, he does that. Nancy says throw it out. Come on, come on. Let's hear it for the tuna. Anyone on the side of the tuna? All right. My sister and my brother are. I guess when we grew up, we saw things that were old, past their date, and we were like, come on, it's just a suggestion, right? It's not dented, Mary. It's fine. Anyway, I'll try it, and you'll know if I'm not on next week. You'll know it's because I ate bad tuna. Anne says, "Don't eat the tuna." Seafood poisoning, but it's. All right, we'll see. Okay, I'm done with that. Sort of. Throw it away. You may not be able to work the next day. So says Vanessa. All right. We're talking about old tuna, everybody. It's 2 years old in the can. Um, I'll just try a little bit tonight and see if I'm sick. But interestingly enough, tomorrow I have a little elective, just test. I'm going to go test, do a little, what is it called? A CT on the heart, just to see. I have high cholesterol, and my doctor said that if, just to be certain, if I want to look at the heart, I can get one of those things. And so we'll see. Uh, Hopefully it'll show nothing, but anyway, I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. And it says the only instructions I have, it doesn't say don't eat bad tuna before the test. It just says don't have caffeine after midnight. something I would never do anyway. Why would I have caffeine in the middle of the night? But I'll just go in the morning tomorrow. And yeah, Marie, you said it's an easy test. I think this one isn't, they're not going to do any IV thing. You just lie there and they take pictures of your heart or whatever. It's a calcium thing. So we'll see how that goes. My doctor said, she said, if it shows nothing, then great. You can just say nana, nana, nana to me, and then I won't bother you about that cholesterol. But if it does show there's, calcium or whatever, then we might have to look at it and see what we can do about that. But anyway, so that'll be tomorrow. Yeah, great. So anyway, okay. Let's see. So last week, I'm sorry, I was on just a little quick mini vacation with two of my brothers and two of my nephews, and it was really fun. But I just didn't want to. Well, there wasn't time to do this, so I apologize for that. I try to do this every week. But anyway, I'm here today, and after that little mini vacation, I came back for a day and then went to Minnesota. So I was in Minnesota from, I don't even know when. Was it Monday? I guess I went on Monday. Yeah, because I was in Tallahassee all last weekend for some different things, masses, and yeah, busy schedule. And then Monday I flew to Minnesota for the ordination of a brother in Holy Cross, not my brother Neil, but a brother in Holy Cross, one of my religious brothers, Pat Neary. He was ordained on Tuesday as the new bishop of the Diocese of St. Cloud in Minnesota. So it was pretty cold up there. We got some snow yesterday morning. When I woke up, there was ice on the road and some snow and everything. It wasn't too cold. The week before was really cold, but it wasn't that bad when I was there. But the ordination was amazing. Pat asked me to be a co-consecrator. So you have the main ordaining bishop. Usually it's the archbishop in the area, and it was Bishop Bernie Hebda from the Twin Cities. And then you have two co-consecrators, two other bishops who are there to also help to consecrate, lay hands on. Indeed, all the bishops do that, but these two are called co-consecrators. And I think it has its origin back, as these things do, centuries and centuries, when they just wanted to make sure there was apostolic succession in case somebody snuck in there and said they were a bishop and they couldn't authorize it or couldn't, authenticate that. If you have three or more, then there is that apostolic succession, that the apostles laid hands on Timothy and Titus and others, and they laid hands on others, and they laid hands on others, and down and down and down to me. And I got to do that with Pat on Tuesday. So that was really neat. I have a picture of him here in case you want to see what a new bishop looks like. There he is. There's Pat Neary, Bishop Pat Neary, the new bishop of the Diocese of St. Cloud. And I think I got in here too. This is exciting. Yeah, it wasn't my ordination, but because I was a co-consecrator, look at that. I got in there too, along with Peter Smith, another co-consecrator, and the outgoing bishop, the retiring bishop. See how happy he is because he's retired now. And then that's Bernie Hebda, Archbishop Hebda. Great. Okay. There you go. It was a really great ceremony, very uplifting. Just got me excited for the ministry again, ready to come back and work and do the ministry here in the diocese. And a good thing too, because there was a lot, even today. Whew, today was quite a day. Things just kept coming. So we're working through all those things. There's a lot of good things happening, some very challenging things happening as well. But that's the case in your life. That's the case in every family. It's just that's our life. That's original sin. It seems there's great things. Good things happen and also bad things. And God is in there somehow, calling us to repentance, calling us to conversion, calling us to a more perfect life. It would be great if every day were perfect and great, but we have to wait until heaven for that. Here we struggle, in that prayer we say, and I always prayed this even as a little kid in the Salve, Hail Holy Queen prayer. Here we are, the children of Eve, mourning and weeping in this valley of tears. And I thought, ooh, that's a little dramatic, valley of tears, but this can be a valley of tears here on earth with the challenges and the difficulties and sicknesses and deaths that come our way. But the good news is God is with us and he's leading us through all of this, even this valley of tears that we sometimes experience, to the glory of heaven. And he knows we're sinners. He knows we're weak. He knows we get weary and tired and doubtful and confused and angry. But he keeps calling us to himself. And that's really the great message of our faith. Okay, great. Okay, great. Somebody, I guess I say that a lot. Someone gave me a towel with okay, great on it. You can tell that, see where the circle is? I think that's where they put it in the machine. But anyway, it's a towel. I don't say it that often, do I? Then they gave me another one. It's beep beep on a towel. Anyway, this is my life. Okay, great. But thank you for that. If you're watching, thank you for this. I don't know if I thanked you properly when you gave it to me. Thank you for all the cards and texts and the little things that you send in. It's really fun to be part of this community and to do this every week. So the thing that I want to share with you is this next Wednesday. It is Ash Wednesday. That is the beginning of Lent. I was going to say, let's see, I mean, officially, no, it begins then. But if you want to know, people always say, if you count from Wednesday till Easter, you get 48 days or something. I thought there were 40 days of Lent. But really, Lent, I think it goes from Wednesday to Holy Thursday in the morning. If you don't count Sundays, that's 40 days. Or if you start on Sunday, the time you start counting the days before Sunday are kind of introductory days, then that's 40 days till Holy Thursday. But either way, it's 40 days, okay? Obviously, it's very symbolic. It parallels the 40 days that the Israelites wandered in the desert after they fled Egypt on their way to the Promised Land. And it also refers to Jesus' 40 days in the desert after his baptism and before his public ministry. So it's 40 days. But the point is that a lot of times people will show up at Mass or just wake up on Ash Wednesday and they think, oh, I was going to do something. I was going to give something up. I was going to do something extra, but well, I'll think about it later. And then they don't. Or the first Sunday of Lent, they think, oh, well, I guess I'll just do it next year. But we're not there yet. This is the time to plan to do something this Lent. Lent is a time of conversion, a time of penance, a time of grace for us to get ready to celebrate our holiest days. That is the Triduum, the 3 days with the passion, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. That's our holiest time of the year. So we back up and we celebrate that for 40 days. Now there are three traditional practices of prayer. Certainly there's ways you can read the Gospels every day or the readings at Mass if you can't go to Mass. You can read the prophecies of Jesus in Isaiah, Jeremiah, especially the ones in Isaiah that talk about the suffering servant that we believe points to Jesus. So prayer, fasting is another one. To fast, typically we think about food because that's something that really affects us. That kind of it's something that's right there, something we do every day. That if we don't have food or we give up some specific food or eating at a certain time of day, that really affects us. And that hunger that we would have for that food or that thing, whatever, is supposed to turn us toward God. Every time you hunger for that, you think, oh, no, I've got to focus on God instead of chocolate, whatever you're giving up, chocolate, alcohol, something like that, or in between meals or desserts or something like that. Don't do it just to lose weight or something like that. That's not what it's for. The intention is to grow closer to the Lord. So prayer, fasting, and then almsgiving. And almsgiving, again, we typically think that's giving money, and that's a good thing, to give money to the church or to another organization. But it can also be of giving your time. It can consist of giving your time, giving your talents and your gifts to other people. Prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And then this is important to know that we have the Fridays of Lent. I believe there's 6 of those, as well as Good Friday and Ash Wednesday. These are the days in which the church asks us to abstain from meat. That is, not to eat meat the whole day. It's not really a huge sacrifice at all because, my gosh, you can have great food, especially here on the Gulf Coast. You can have great shrimp, tilapia, all that stuff. So the goal isn't just to go grab a great lobster meal, the most expensive fish meal you can on Fridays as well. But it's just a kind of another reminder that Fridays are important days. This is the day, every Friday is a day of commemoration of the cross, the passion of Christ. And it just kind of reminds us that we should do things a little differently today. Today we focus on the cross. So on those Ash Wednesday and Good Friday and the other Fridays of Lent, we are called to abstain from meat. This is for people 16 to, I believe it's 65. After that, before and after that, it's optional, but we are supposed to do that. And then on Ash Wednesday and Good Friday, those are days of fasting as well. Really, the only two in the whole calendar year that we really fast. And a fast for us is having only one meal on those days, Ash Wednesday and Good Friday. You can eat two little meals as well those days, but they can't equal that one meal. Most of us we're fine just eating that one meal and then just drinking water during the day on those 2 days. We used to do that every Friday, not the fasting part, but the abstaining from meat. And with a lot of the reforms in the church, the bishops decided that we would no longer make that obligatory, but that would be an optional thing. But they did say that we ought to still remember Fridays no matter what, even if we don't give up meat on the Fridays outside of Lent. But during Lent, no meat on Fridays. Ash Wednesday, Good Friday, one meal, and maybe two small ones if you need to do that. It's really something very small, very, I don't know, very minimal, I would say, yes. And we just heard in the gospel, Jesus said, "You have heard that it was said, you shall not kill. I say to you, don't be angry." So these are the minimum things that we do in hopes that we will be called to do something greater, spend more time with God and more time loving our brother or sister around us. So anyway, those are things that we do as a church together, the prayer, the fasting and almsgiving, but you might want to think about something that you're going to do starting on Ash Wednesday to focus your attention and your prayer on the coming of Holy Week and the passion, death, and resurrection of Jesus, and really stick to it because it's a good thing and it's something we can do. So now I saw somebody did ask. I saw someone said something about St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day falls on a Friday, and I think in some of the larger cities, especially larger cities with a lot of Irish folks in it, like maybe Boston, New York, famously in the past, the Archbishop has said there, I'm dispensing all Catholics from this St. Patrick's Day, and everyone goes wild, and you can eat corned beef and cabbage or break your fast, whatever you're doing on that day. People started to ask me if I was going to do that here back right after Christmas. I think it was still in December. They said, "Oh, are you gonna dispense us on St. Patrick's Day?" And I played the curmudgeon or Scrooge. So if you're mad at me, I'm sorry. But I said, you know what? No. I mean, if that's it already back at Christmas, the only thing people we're talking about is how can we get out of some very, very small little sacrifice that we only do a couple of times a year? How can we get out of that? They're not talking about Lent and getting excited about it or the passion or death of Jesus, the resurrection, but how can we get out of one of those days? I just said, you know what? No, I'm not. It's up to you. If you think that you need to on that day, great. But at that point, I said you have 3 months to start planning a celebration for St. Patrick. Maybe do it on Thursday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the next Thursday, 364 days, but just not on that day, I mean, and you can, and maybe if we do celebrate him, and I hope we do, that it's, remembering his life, that he gave his life for the church, that he helped to convert the good people of Ireland and was a bishop like me and did great things. So anyway, so I didn't mean for it to kind of be a big deal, but we put it out there on the webpage just so people know. And now I'm getting emails from people like, "Right on, Bishop, stick it to him," or other people like, "Wow, you're really harsh," Um, so there you go. I don't think I've ever been called overly harsh, but well, maybe I have. But that doesn't count. That's from my mom. I'm just kidding. Um, anyway, so there you go. There it is. Okay, great. Hey Bishop, love the shout out to your mom. Oh yeah, that's right. That's from David. When David was here, he held that up. So there you go. I'm hoping she notices. I don't know. It's kind of subtle. I don't know if she'll notice. I can't point to it behind me. There we go. Okay. Okay, great. So there you go. So that's coming up. I hope it's a good Lent for you and for me and for the whole church as we journey together toward the celebration of the passion, death, and resurrection of Jesus. That is our salvation. Great. I think that was all that I wanted to share with you right now. God willing, and the creek don't rise, I will be here next week. Wait, will I? I will be at the seminary board meetings down in Miami or Boynton Beach, Palm. Anyway, I'll be down south, in that other part of Florida. Uh, but yeah, one time, if you remember, in the past, I was driving on my way up to Boynton Beach from Miami, and I had to pull over in a gas station and do this. So I'm going to commit to doing this. I just don't know where it'll be next week. All right, great. I'll say a prayer for you and for me and for all of us, and send you off in grace. Oh, good and gracious God, watch over all of us. Open our hearts, prepare us to celebrate this great season of grace and renewal and conversion and penance, so that we may celebrate with hearts renewed the passion, death, and resurrection of your Son, Jesus Christ. Bless us. Keep us strong in our journey, especially in difficult times. Help us to be hope and joy and love for those around us when they are going through difficult times, so that we may reflect your love and peace in the world. We may give you glory and lift up our brothers and sisters. Bless all who are watching, and through us bless our families and our friends. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. God bless you. Have a great night.